glance on the right thought. So, the Most High says he judges the heart and the reins of a man. He judges the heart and the reins. And he says he judges not as man judges. So, he's saying that man doesn't judge the heart and the reins. And then he explains to you how man judges. He says, man judges outward appearance. So the tendency of us on this earth is to judge things by what we see on the outside. You go to a car dealership, you got in mind a certain kind of car that you want, but you don't test drive it, you don't do any of that when you get there. You just see the car. It's the color you want. There's no damage on the outside. It's just crisp, clean, paint is nice, wheels looking good, car look good. It's the same model you've been wanting, everything. The year you want, but you didn't test drive it. You just bought it because it was the car you wanted. Next thing you know, a couple months down the road, it got all kind of problems. Alternator don't work, car won't hardly run, fuel pump then went out. You see, spark plugs ain't firing on all cylinders and all this. That's what happens when you judge outward appearance, you see. You don't know the quality. You think you do when you look on the outside. And what do we call those kind of cars? We call them lemons, right? Look good all on the outside, everything look clean, but that thing might have been rebuilt, could have been in a crash, anything. You didn't do no check. You didn't check the heart and the reins, in other words. Well, it's the same thing with people in your life. Do you judge them on outward appearance? Now, our tendency, obviously, based on what Abba said, is yes. Our tendency is to do that. To look at something and judge it based on what we see on the outside. That's why in this world, if someone is attractive physically, then people treat them differently than if they're not attractive, because they're judging the outside. You see? Instead of judging them on the inside. Or as Abba says, the heart and the reins. Now, what do Abba mean when he say the heart and the reins of a man? He's looking at the what and the why of you and your intentions. What you're doing and why you're doing it. Do you see? What you're saying and why you're saying it. Do you see? The people, human beings, have the tendency to judge just what it is. And they're only judging what it is based on the outside, see? But they don't usually judge why. So they can't judge righteous judgment. But Abba Yah looks at why someone does something that they do. What is the motivating force? What is the foundation stone that has produced the activity that you see? Like Christ was telling us, he said that man doesn't commit adultery physically. He commits adultery in his heart first. You see? Searching the heart and the reins of a man, he laid a foundation stone of adultery in his heart before he built anything physically. See? Because that's where we produce results from, our heart. We read in the scriptures this. Out of the heart. You see? Out of the heart. And what else does it say about the heart? The heart of man is desperately wicked. You hear that? That means it's laying a lot of foundation stones of wickedness. So you have to be a master builder, you see, when you build. Using the foundation stone of truth and love for your activity, so that you may judge righteous judgment. You see, when you're looking at what you're looking at in your life, when you're going to work, or your family that you dwell with, whatever the case may be, when you're doing these things, are you searching the heart and the reins? Or are you just reacting? In other words, are you just reacting to what someone does? So someone says something to you, instead of you understanding within yourself before you respond why they said what they said, what it is truly that they're saying, then you can respond correctly. Instead of doing that, you just hear the words, your feelings get hurt, and you lash out or you respond harshly. You see? Which is not showing that you have the fruits of the Spirit in you. You understand that? Because these things don't come from outside. That's what Yahushua was telling us. Our goal is to be one with love. Now, read in your scriptures and see if it doesn't say that God is love. That sums it up for everybody who's trying to create a God and make a God and do all this with God. Can you physically make love? Can you physically form it to where you can see it? What shape is it that love comes in? What color is love? See how this is going? Can you form it into a shape, the thing called love, so that we can see it? So then you're looking outwardly for love. The kingdom of heaven is to be in one harmony with love. Simple as that. It's to be in love. Because God is love. And now what did Christ say? I and the Father are one. So that means I and love are one. Now is truth and love one? See, guys? See? And when you as man come in harmony, male or female, doesn't matter. You as man, because remember, he created them, male and female. Adam, he called them, which means man. See? Male and female created he them. But you as man are to manifest truth and love in you. You understand that? And so this is nothing that you can do on the outside to create love, to manifest love. You can't do it on the outside. It's something that comes from within us. When you're kind to somebody, that is something that you find within yourself that you bring out. Now you have found the kingdom of heaven. Your kindness. When someone is doing something that may be irritating to you, but you show patience, you have found the kingdom of heaven, and you're bringing it out into the 3D from within yourself. You understand that? When you're not envying your brother, you're searching your own heart and clearing out the unclean things. You're doing that. It's not something that you do on the outside. So when Abba looks at you, he's looking to see what you're bringing from the inside out. The choices that you're making, either to believe his word, which is truth and love, or to deny it and live in fear and lies. It's that simple. Now, the enemies of truth are what? Lies. The enemy of love is what? Fear. You see? So if you're not living in truth and love, it is obvious that you're living in fear and lies. And so out of the abundance of your heart, the mouth speaks or brings forth into the 3D. So you, out of the abundance of your heart, may have fear and lies in there. So when something comes to you, you're going to bring that out. You see? Which is called hell. You're going to produce hell out here, or negative vibrations. You're going to cause weeping and gnashing of teeth. When someone thinks of you, you've done something evil to somebody, someone thinks of you, they're going to grit their teeth and thinking malicious thoughts towards you. If you've hurt somebody's feelings wrongfully and you said something harsh, or you did something that was wrong to somebody, you're going to cause weeping. Y'all think y'all have to go to some magical places to do this, but yet you're experiencing both heaven and hell. It's your choice. Because it's not found in outward. You can't go to some place called heaven. It's not outward. It comes from within you. Now, it may be hard for you to hear that, but you can't deny that's the exact thing you heard Christ say. So it's time that you receive it and understand it today, so that you can bring it out instead of being bitter, malicious, and angry today, waiting for the kingdom of heaven to come, and then you're going to be joyful. You're going to be kind. You're going to be patient. You're going to be long-suffering. You're going to be not envying your brother. You're going to not be puffed up and vain. Vain man. You won't be vain anymore. You won't be living in lies, in other words. The Most High instructed us all not to take his name in vain. But yet people do it all the time. He says, don't take my name in lies. Take it in its truth and you'll find everything you're looking for. If you are saying, I am blessed, I am, and then put the words that match what you think God is, because when you're saying I am, you're telling, you're putting out what you believe about God. You just didn't know that. When you say I am and then put a word next to it, you're saying what you believe about the Father. Because remember, his name is I am, and then the that, which is the thing that you say he is, and then I am. Isn't that what he said his name was? I am that I am. I am what you believe I am. And what you say I am. What you create I am, that's what I am. You understand that? So when you're speaking and you're saying I am, and then you put something next to it, that's what you're saying you believe God is. And then it manifests in you. Don't you see it? So now you all say you believe God is all powerful, right? Almighty, right? What do we say? The Most High. Now watch this, y'all. A lot of people have been fighting, bickering for years about what God's name is. Is it Allah? Is it Krishna? Is it Buddha? Is it whatever? I told you God is love. God is love. You see that? So all the debate can now go away, and we can all understand that what he wants everybody to do, all men from all nations, from all the four corners of the earth, it's love each other as you love yourself. So as you're saying the correct words of I am, or yourself, I am healthy, I am blessed with lavish, steady, dependable income, consistent with integrity and mutual benefit. I am getting better day by day in a perfect way. I am strengthening and I am stronger every day. Don't you see the words? Now, are you saying that when you're laying in your bed, when you wake up in the morning, you meditate for a moment, you think about what's going to go on that day? Do you stop for a minute and I am that I am in its truth? Or do you speak negative words of I am? Because that's all it's going to come down to, is what's coming out of your heart and your reins. You see? What's coming from the inside of you, the core thoughts that you're having of I am. So you can't say that you believe God and then be speaking negative words of I am, because if you knew the Father, then you wouldn't do that. It's that simple. You wouldn't speak vain of his name. You'd keep his commandments. Because what does he say? If you love me, you keep my commandments. And you can't love something you don't know. You understand? You can't love something you can't see. You don't know it's there. And that's what's going on with a lot of you with what you call God. Y'all think he's somewhere outside of you, out there. That's what you think. Up there beyond the sky, behind the clouds. The man upstairs is watching. That's what y'all think. But that's not what he said. And that's not what the Son said neither. He said, the kingdom of heaven is within you. I and the Father are one. I am. Before Abraham was, I am. And they took up stones to stone him. Not because of any good works he did, but because he, being a man, maketh himself equal with God. Now read the scriptures and tell me if that's what it says there. You see? They said he's making himself equal with God. We must kill him. That's blasphemy. Isn't that what they said? So I'm not telling you anything differently. That God is not somewhere to be found outside. He's in you. He's living in you. He's I am in you. The presence. Because the Father is self-aware. I am. And that is what he gave to you. The awareness of self. Wow, I am. But that is not separate from I am the Father. Can it be? Can I am be separated from itself? No. So then when you're manifesting the image of something other than I am, then you're just living in a lie. When you're railing somebody, when you're being short-tempered, come on, y'all. When you being mean, when you're being cranky, when you're just being an a-hole, when you're being a thief, when you're being malicious and envious, when you're coveting and committing adulteries, when you guys are doing these things, you're not manifesting the image of I am. You're manifesting some other image, right? The image of the beast, the one who's fierce. You see? What does it say about Israel? It says, if you do not keep these commandments, these curses shall come upon you and shall fall upon you and pursue thee. You see that? And one of the curses was what? That a nation of a fierce countenance would come against them. So the Israelites on the earth had an enemy who was fierce. See? An image of a beast. Because only the image of a beast looks fierce. Does a lamb look fierce? Shit. Come on, y'all. This is simple, elementary type stuff. A lamb doesn't look fierce. But a lion can. See? A beast. What else can? A bear can. See? A dog can. Yo, guys, see that? So it said a nation of a fierce countenance will come against you. So then, if you are, as an Israelite, have a fierce countenance, then something ain't right. You ain't looking like a sheep. You're looking like a wolf. See? The countenance of a wolf is fierce. Now, have you guys ever seen a wolf? And I ain't talking about no happy little wolf they got at the zoo. I'm talking about a wolf in the wild. Have you seen his countenance when he gets riled up? Have you seen a wolf's face, his eyes, when he's feasting on something and another animal comes to take a bite of his feast? Do you see the look on that wolf's face? They're terrifying. They're intensely fierce. You see? Wolves will grab another animal that is living and rip him into pieces while he's alive and then eat him. They will all grab a mouthful of the guy and rip him in pieces. That's fierce. You see? That's not you, Israel. Y'all understand that? So you have to come home to your truth, which is I am love. I am. And everything branches from that root, which is love. See, the root of the tree is love. The stem of the tree is truth. And the branch of the tree is spirit. You see, when you read the scriptures, I told you guys this if you've been following. The grandson, the branch of the plant, see, the grandson, the third part of the plant, in the scriptures, he's called the branch. Behold my servant, whose name is the branch. His name is the branch. Is the Spirit. Now let's see if that's true. Christ said the Father sent him. And then Christ said he would send the Spirit of truth. The Spirit who will be with us. So that would be the branch or the grandson of the plant, the Spirit. So the Father would be love, the root of the tree. The Son would be the stem of the tree, the branch or the trunk of the tree. That would be truth. And the branch of the tree would be the Spirit. You see? Which is where we are now. The third part of the plant budded forth like Aaron's staff in the Ark of the Covenant. budded forth. It's prophecy. See? The branch. That's why Moses held a branch in his hand, a staff. He held a branch. See? Leading the children of Israel. Y'all see? Bringing the law, the lawgiver, the truth. It was veiled, the scripture says, until Christ came, or Joshua, son of Nun. Now, when you look at the Nun, the son of Nun, Joshua, the son of Nun, you read in the scriptures, who led the children of Israel into the promised land, conquering lion, conquered all the kingdoms of the Gentiles there, the Canaanites. You see, the Canaanites call him a robber. They call him a thief. Joshua, that is. You see? The foreshadowing of our Christ. Same embodiment. Leading us into the promised land, conquering over our enemies. Unstoppable force. Y'all see that? It's truth. So here we are now at the end, guys. So start judging the heart and the reins of everything. Not just what you heard or what you saw. What does he say? Don't judge with your eyes or what you hear with your ears, but judge the heart and the reins. Silawam Yisrael.